Okay, so we're gonna give this hat some steam, okay? Gravel steamer. Okay, so once you give it that press, push the band back down. And when they dry, they're gonna dry in this nice position. Okay, so we got this one steamed. See the steam still coming off of there? I don't know if y'all can see it. But yeah, now I'm just gonna set this over in the corner, let it dry. We're gonna steam the other one. Yeah. That's just what we do. Second one. Remember, we're changing the shape on this one. This is nothing but water. The iron itself has water feeding through the valve. I got paint on my board. I hope it's not gonna make that paint stick to the hat. Because the board that I do the painting on is in the garage, so I don't know why I did. It's like that stuff is not organized in there. It's in boxes, so when the weather break, I go through it. So remember, we want to get rid of the top of that curve that was in the hat. So this just locking the brim in there. And we're changing the shape on this one, so that's why I'm kind of making sure because remember that fedora things is right here, so I want to make sure I focus on getting that out. And we're changing the shape. And then we'll be able to see how well the foam holds up. So this is the one with that foam under there. I got another shoe for this because when I be doing so much of these hats and stuff, and remember this is the iron also that I make the wedding dresses with, so because of these chemicals and paint, I have another shoe when I do the wedding dresses that I exchange. Because I don't want none of this to get on my wedding dress. None of these harsh chemicals. valve off. Now kill the power. I'm going to see if I transferred any of the paint. Okay, I didn't. So you see how I got paint on here? Trying to make sure that the paint didn't come off of this board. I like to make sure. Is it coming off? I think it is a little bit. Or maybe just the hat. The hat itself is bleeding a little paint. So, but yeah, so we're gonna let it dry on this block, and then we'll decide if we're gonna add some nice colors or something to it. So this is just a pillowcase that I use when I'm pressing, because sometimes it'll do some bleeding. But I believe the head is bleeding itself because my hands is pink. The dye from this, it's not coming from the board. So I was trying to make sure, like here, that it's not coming off. So the head itself is bleeding a little bit. So it has a dip in here. So I want to make sure that that dip is being picked up. Okay. So I'm just going to wet it again. So this particular mold has a certain dip going around. So that's what I want to make sure that when it dries, that this is picked up. It's a dip. So, okay. So I'm going to turn off the iron and that's it. I like to wind this up. Make sure I take it out of the wall, the power cord. To make sure. And you got to remember to keep turning the valve off. Let me show you. Okay. See this valve? On, off. So I need to put more water on it, but this is on, this is off. So when you're done, you need to remember to turn that valve off, because if you don't turn off the valve, this thing will start leaking and you'll think it's something wrong with it. And actually it is not. The valve just, if the iron is not on and the water is not feeding through the tube, then you'll be like, why is it leaking? Because it's not turned off. So when it's on, it feeds through. So you got to remember to power the valve off. So I always got to remember that. Okay. All right. See y'all in another video. Toodles.